Hello there, my queens. You are welcome to week one of Reignite with Coach Omotola. So today, this month, all right, which is month one of our mentorship program, we are going to be looking at self-identity, reshaping our self-identity. Now, I know that a lot of people have, a lot of you already have your identity, right? But in this video, we are going to be redefining, all right, our identity. So now, but before we go into redefining our identity, right, we are going to first ask, who are you? We are going to first redefine who you are, yourself, all right? Who you are as in yourself. So this today we are going to be looking at your introduction to self. Now let me ask you a question. Who are you beyond what you really represent right now? I'm sure when you want to introduce yourself, you say, "Oh, my name is say Amara, and I am a mom of three, and I am this, I am that, and you know, oh, I am the MD of, I am this." I know it's okay for you to introduce yourself based on this uh, labels. All right. However, beyond all that, beyond your children calling you mommy, beyond your husband calling you wife, beyond the misses that you bear, the beyond the role that you play in the society, who are you really? Okay. And this person that you are is embedded in your abilities, in the things that you are capable of doing, in your traits, all right, in the character that you exhibit to people around you or to your family or even to yourself. All right. So who are you? What are the things that you are giving out that it's not like too much of you? It is just who you are. So let me give you an example of what I'm saying, right? As I am, me as a person, right? I am, I show up like I'm a very loyal person. Like I am big on loyalty, all right? I am big on loyalty, so I am big on friendship. So if I am to redefine, to define myself based on that, I would say that, oh, I am a good person. I love to meet people. I love I love meeting people. I am a people's person. All right. So all this is embedded in the fact that I value friendship. So it is in your character, it is in your traits, it is in your ability. So what are the skills that you naturally have? Or you cook a lot, or um, you are a kind person. You know, these are the things that make up the kind of person that you are. All right. So now, another thing that makes you the person that you are is your self image. Who are you seeing in your mind? I think we did a task in the course of this week concerning what we really want to stand for, what we want people to know us as, what we want people to know about us. All right. And that is also what you want to know about yourself. So, say in your mind, what do you see in your mind? All right. So my name is Omotola and I am a queen. In my mind, that's how I see myself and that's how I show up every day. So how do you see yourself mentally? How do you look at yourself in your mind? Do you see a beautiful woman? Do you see a queen? Or do you see a slave? Do you see someone that is being defeated? Do you see someone that doesn't have a voice? Or do you see someone who is being empowered? Or who is rich, who is wealthy? What do you see in your mind? And because of that person, start to list it out, who you see in your mind. Close your eyes for some seconds, all right, and envision yourself. Who do you see? A lot of times we don't get to imagine who we are when we don't see mirrors. All right, when we are not looking at the mirrors or we're not looking at the black mirror, which is our phones, all right, we don't get to mentally see ourselves. And a lot of people, when they get to mentally see themselves, they don't see people who are beautiful. They don't see themselves as beautiful. They don't see themselves as capable or as empowered or as authoritative. All right. So I want you to see yourself in that light and then begin to define yourself based on that. All right. So another thing I would, and how do you effectively do this? Right. I'm going to give you steps to doing this. Okay. See yourself as as a building that wants to be constructed. Okay, see yourself as a building that wants to be constructed. Say you want to build a really good building now, like say you want to build your house. All right, if you want to build your house, I'm sure that you've seen in the course of the flooding that has been happening in Lagos recently, and you've seen some houses that have been washed away by flood, and you wonder what happened there. A lot of times, when you want to build a house, you probably use good quality materials or you use inferior materials. So now, see it as you now, as a person who wants to build herself, do you want to use quality materials to build yourself, or you want to use inferior materials? I'm sure the opposite is the answer. You don't want to build an inferior, I mean, persona, right? So in case you want to, if you want to build a monumental, I call it monumental structure of yourself, and that's the kind of personality, the kind of persona that precedes you. All right, way after you're gone, we call this people monumental, and that's because of the elements, all right, or the ingredients they have used to build up themselves or to construct themselves. So this takes me to the next thing I'm about to talk about, which is your self-construct. Okay, how are you constructing yourself? So you can either construct yourself positively or you construct yourself negatively, all right? And depending on the kind of elements that you want to use to construct yourself. So stay with me. So you can construct yourself, all right, using monumental elements, strong durable elements. That, I mean, when you want to build a house, obviously you need to use strong elements that can make this building span centuries, right? I'm sure you've seen centuries, like buildings that last into centuries, right? So now, you building up yourself, positive self constructs, there are elements attached to it. These are words that we use every blessed day, but we don't just pay attention to them. So now, the first thing that you need to use, like a form of instrument, of course, when you're building a house, what are the elements? You need sharp sand, you need board, iron board, you need the bamboo, you need what you need, cement, a good cement, you need blocks, all right, depending on the kind of blocks that you want. Is it the red brick blocks or the normal blocks, right? You need all that, right? So if you're going to be using that, definitely you are also going to be using elements that would help you to build yourself. All right, so let's get into it. So number one, elements that you need is your self identity. Now, what do you want to see? What do you want to be identified as? Your self construct is your individual perception, right? Your individual perception and understanding of yourself, which encompasses which, I mean, is embedded in your beliefs, in your values, your attitude and personal identity. Okay, so it is how you see yourself, right? Eventually, and how you decide to construct yourself. So the concept of self-construct is central to psychology, and it plays a crucial role in shaping your individual's behavior. Okay, so it shapes your behavior, your emotions, and your overall well-being. All right, so now the first one, the elements that you need is your self identity. Now, this is the perception of your specific traits, okay, of your specific traits. What are the things that you want to be seen as? What are your traits? What are your abilities? What are the interests? What are your interests? Okay, what are the roles that you represent? All right, so it is strongly tied to your personal identity, your self identity, and your personal identity are the same. All right, so now it goes into your self esteem, which is the opinion of your worth, all right, to others and the world. So now your self-esteem is another element you should have, which is the opinion of your worth to others. All right. It stems out from your self-image, how you see yourself mentally, and is based on how you see yourself. Okay. So then the next one is your self-image. We have mentioned self-image earlier, all right, how you view yourself in your mind, all right, it is the perception, or is how you view yourself in your mind and what you think about yourself. So this is not even how people think about you. This is how you even think about yourself. All right. When you wake up daily, do you see yourself being defeated? Let me even give you an example of what I'm talking about. So I saw a content on social media sometime back, and that content was embedded in that if you wake up tired and all that, like that means that you're already waking up defeated. And somehow that content sinked into my subconscious mind, that since that time, every time I wake up in my subconscious mind, I'm already feeling defeated. Yes, I'm already feeling defeated. The moment I put my feet down, I already feel defeated. And it was so crazy that I had to pray about it, because I started seeing myself as a defeated person. And then I started praying about it, all right, until I started praying about it and I started proclaiming positivity into myself. That was when that narrative actually changed. So you need to be very careful what you allow to seep into your mind, because it can actually shape your self-image, all right, and how you view yourself. Okay, now what is your self-confidence? This is the trust that you have in yourself. All right. You see, everybody will say, "Oh, I don't have self-confidence, blah blah blah." It is all you. All right. It's nobody building your self-confidence for you. This is all you. All right. You see that nobody is attacking you here. Nobody is affecting your self-confidence. This is all you. All right. This is all you. You first need to build your self-confidence first. All right, because it is the trust that you have in yourself. Now, let me ask you, how well do you trust yourself? How well do you trust in your abilities? How well do you trust in your in the um in the way you view yourself? All right, it is connected to your self-image and your self-esteem. Don't forget. All right, we've talked about self-esteem. This is the opinion of your worth to others and the world. Okay, so it is your self-confidence plus your self-image makes your what self your self-esteem and your self-image makes up your self-confidence. All right, so let's move forward. um Now we have your self-concept, which is perception of yourself. This is how you perceive yourself, your perception of you have of yourself and how you relate to others. So this has to do with your interactions with others. So it is a perception that you have of yourself in interaction with other people. All right, so it is the combination of your self-esteem and your self-efficacy. So I'm going to self-efficacy now. Now, your self-efficacy is the belief in you have in your ability to successfully perform specific tasks. All right. It is the belief that you have in yourself to perform specific tasks. So all these six elements all together makes up your self-construct. All right, makes up how you build yourself. So makes up the kind of building, the kind of construction or structure that you are as a person. And it also is embedded in how people view you, your perception to the world, all right, and how you interact with other people. So now, if I am going to ask you, who are you? I want to believe that you'll be able to answer this question in a more definitive way, because you've been able to define yourself, you've been able to construct self. Based on this, you need to start building that monumental figure. Defining this now, right, is already helping you to navigate yourself, to build a positive self-construct, a person, a persona that spans into generations. So it is something that you intentionally do and build on a daily. All right. So you don't just get there in a month or two. It is something you intentionally and continually do on a daily basis. All right. So on that note, I want to believe that you would be able to answer the question, who are you? Who am I? All right, who am I? And then you are able to write out who you want to be. That being said, I will see you in the next class, and I hope that you will do your tasks. Please do your tasks. If you don't do your task, I will remove you. All right. So do your task, and I will see you in the next class. All right. My name remains your leading emotional intelligence coach, Omotola Adeona Jabi, Coach Omotola Adeona Jabi, and I will see you in the next class.